Over 60, reverse muscle loss now. Add this one powerful food to your breakfast. Have you been experiencing a persistent feeling of weakness and falling more often, despite maintaining a healthy diet, taking supplements, and engaging in regular exercise? This unsettling condition could be sarcopenia, a widely prevalent issue among individuals over the age of 60. Sarcopenia is characterized by the natural decline in muscle mass and strength that occurs with aging. It's not merely a passive consequence of getting older. It signifies a situation where your body is losing muscle at a pace that outstrips its ability to regenerate it. Imagine your muscles progressively diminishing, a gradual shrinking that might not be immediately visible but has profound implications for your daily life. This loss of muscle can make even simple activities such as rising from a chair, carrying groceries, or maintaining balance while walking a considerable challenge. Disturbingly recent research indicates that seniors can lose as much as 40% of their muscle mass annually. This means that nearly half of your muscle strength could vanish within a mere 12 months if proactive measures aren't taken. It is precisely for this reason that this video will unveil 5 essential foods that you should incorporate into your breakfast routine, starting tomorrow and continuing every morning, to combat further muscle loss. The 5th food featured is so remarkably effective that it has earned the recommendation of traditional Chinese medicine practitioners for all their elderly patients. I assure you, by the conclusion of this presentation, you will possess a clear understanding of the precise steps needed to not only look but also feel as vibrant and strong as you did in your 40s. This promise stems from my extensive experience as a medical professional who has guided thousands of elderly patients through their struggles with sarcopenia and muscle depletion. I have meticulously observed their lifestyle choices and dietary habits, and the results have been nothing short of phenomenal. Over 85% of these individuals experienced significant improvements after integrating the 5 key foods we will be discussing shortly into their diets. Before we delve into these transformative dietary recommendations, I invite you to share in the comments where you are viewing this from and your current age. Additionally, please describe any specific muscle loss problems you are encountering. I am committed to responding to each and every comment personally. My name is Dr. Hillman, and I extend a warm welcome to the Senior Food Blog. Let us embark on this journey to revitalize your health. Have you ever pondered what truly transpires within your muscles as you slumber? It's far more intricate than a simple act of rest. It's a dynamic 2-step process involving muscle breakdown and subsequent rebuilding into stronger tissue. As the day concludes and you prepare for sleep, your muscles, having been utilized throughout the day, exhibit microscopic tears within their fibers. While this may sound alarming, it is, in fact, the catalyst that ignites the muscle growth process. Following this, your body perceives this damage and initiates a comprehensive repair sequence. It dispatches specialized healing cells that meticulously mend these tears and reconstruct the muscle fibers, rendering them thicker and more robust than before. This adaptive mechanism is the secret to developing resilience and preparedness for the demands of the following day. However, a critical element that many overlook is that this restorative process is fundamentally dependent on the right nutritional fuel provided in the morning. Your body requires specific foods that serve as the essential building blocks for new muscle tissue, and a significant portion of this rebuilding effort occurs after your first meal of the day. Therefore, if your breakfast choices are suboptimal, you are inadvertently depriving your muscles of essential gains. Regrettably, a prevalent error among seniors is the consumption of foods that actively hinder muscle development upon waking. Consequently, before we explore the 5 crucial foods to incorporate into your morning regimen for muscle growth, I will first outline 5 foods that should be strictly avoided at breakfast, as they are detrimental to your muscle health. These are the 5 foods you should never combine with your morning meal if you wish to halt further muscle degeneration. The first food to banish from your breakfast is white bread. The moment white bread enters your digestive system, it is swiftly converted into pure sugar, leading to a rapid influx of glucose into your bloodstream. This sudden spike triggers your body's alarm system, resulting in a massive release of insulin to manage the sugar overload. The core problem, however, lies in the consequence of high insulin levels. They actively impede your muscle's ability to utilize protein for repair and regeneration. It's akin to placing an embargo on your muscle-building facilities precisely when they are most critical for operation. But here's a revelation that eludes most seniors. White bread not only halts muscle growth, but actively accelerates muscle breakdown. When your blood sugar plummets following the initial surge, your body resorts to catabolizing your own muscle tissue to generate energy. In essence, with every slice, you are inadvertently consuming your own muscles. A recent study involving 2,000 seniors over a 3-year period revealed that those who consumed white bread daily for breakfast experienced a 23% greater loss of muscle mass compared to their counterparts who abstained from it in the morning. This is a self-inflicted wound that many endure daily. Allow me to share the story of Margaret, a 62-year-old patient who presented at my clinic approximately 2 years ago. She was grappling with the classic manifestations of sarcopenia, finding it difficult to rise from her chair without using her arms for support, struggling to carry her groceries, and experiencing instability when navigating stairs, all while feeling perpetually fatigued despite adequate sleep. She had suffered 2 falls within the preceding 6 months, causing significant concern among her family. Upon reviewing Margaret's dietary history, I uncovered a pivotal detail. Every morning before commencing her workday, she would consume 2 slices of white toast with butter. She perceived this as a convenient and satiating choice. However, this seemingly innocuous white bread was systematically undermining her muscle health day after day. Consequently, I formulated a revised dietary plan for Margaret, incorporating the 5 muscle-building foods that we will be discussing later. Within approximately 2 weeks, she began to exhibit noticeable progress, regaining muscle mass and experiencing a significant surge in energy levels. She could ascend stairs without needing to grip the railing, and most importantly, rediscovered a profound sense of confidence and strength. Margaret even expressed feeling as though she had regained her youthful physique from her 40s, a transformation that commenced with the simple elimination of white bread from her morning routine. The second food to scrutinize is coffee, particularly when consumed on an empty stomach. When you awaken and immediately reach for a cup of coffee before ingesting any food, the caffeine enters your stomach and triggers a substantial release of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, from your adrenal glands. The critical issue here is that cortisol is a direct adversary to your muscles. When cortisol levels surge in the absence of food, your body perceives a state of emergency and initiates the breakdown of muscle tissue to convert it into glucose for immediate energy. What is particularly alarming for many seniors is that this morning coffee ritual not only contributes to muscle breakdown, but also actively suppresses new muscle growth for up to 6 hours afterward. The cortisol surge induced by consuming caffeine on an empty stomach inhibits a vital muscle-building hormone known as IGF-1, which is indispensable for muscle development and repair. Consequently, even if you consume protein later in the day, your body's muscle-building mechanisms remain largely dormant due to this initial morning coffee indulgence. A recent study involving 600 seniors who habitually drank coffee on an empty stomach each morning for 14 months yielded concerning results. They experienced a 22% greater loss of muscle mass compared to those who consumed food before their coffee, or entirely abstained from morning caffeine. The researchers identified this pattern of fasted caffeine consumption as a contributor to a condition termed chronic muscle catabolism, wherein the body continuously breaks down muscle tissue throughout the day, even during periods of rest. One of my most challenging cases involved James, a 62-year-old security guard. James juggled 2 jobs to support his family, a night shift at a warehouse and a day shift at an office building. His demanding schedule allowed for only 4 to 5 hours of sleep before he had to rush to his second job. To cope, he relied heavily on caffeine, consuming 6 to 8 cups of coffee daily, almost always on an empty stomach due to his lack of time for meals. Unbeknownst to James, this coffee habit was slowly undermining his health. He began experiencing profound muscle weakness, finding himself unable to lift heavy equipment at work and suffering from persistent exhaustion despite his caffeine intake. His employer was contemplating his termination due to his diminished capacity. Upon realizing that his coffee addiction was the culprit behind his muscle deterioration, James felt it was almost too late. His strength had waned to such an extent that climbing stairs left him breathless. However, after I assisted him in modifying his diet and overcoming his dependence on coffee and caffeine, and he began incorporating muscle-friendly foods into his breakfast instead of solely relying on coffee, James experienced a remarkable recovery. He is now capable of working full 12-hour shifts without feeling weak or fatigued, and has recently taken up coaching his grandson's Little League team, an activity that was previously impossible due to his lack of energy and strength. James reclaimed his life simply by adjusting the timing and consumption of his coffee. The third food that may surprise you, as many seniors consider it a smart protein-rich breakfast choice, and indeed, you may have received advice from other medical professionals or nutritionists endorsing it due to its protein content, is processed meat. What these sources often fail to disclose is the insidious detriment concealed within this breakfast staple. A chemical compound that silently devastates your muscle fibers from within, even as you believe you are nourishing them. I am referring to processed meats such as bacon, sausage, and deli ham, which millions of seniors opt for as a quick protein source. However, the reality of consuming bacon for breakfast is quite stark. Within 30 minutes of ingesting crispy bacon or breakfast sausage, the nitrates and nitrites used for preservation begin to transform into potent inflammatory agents known as nitrosamines within your stomach. These toxic chemicals rapidly permeate your bloodstream and directly target your muscle tissue, triggering widespread inflammation. Your muscle fibers effectively begin to swell and break down as your immune system mistakenly identifies them as under attack. This process is akin to igniting numerous miniature explosions within your muscles with every serving of processed meat. The alarming truth that most seniors are unaware of is that these nitrates not only induce inflammation, but also hijack your muscles' repair mechanisms, turning them against themselves. Upon reaching your muscle fibers, nitrosamines damage the mitochondria, the cellular powerhouses responsible for energy production. Without functioning mitochondria, your muscles are incapable of generating energy or undergoing repair. Even more concerning, the damaged mitochondria release free radicals that continue to destroy healthy muscle tissue for hours after consumption. You are, in effect, poisoning your muscles from the inside out. A recent study tracked 1,400 seniors who consumed processed meats for breakfast at least 4 times per week for 16 months. The outcomes were devastating, with participants experiencing a 33% greater degree of muscle deterioration compared to those who entirely avoided processed meats. Researchers discovered that nitrate exposure created a condition termed chronic muscle inflammation syndrome, where muscles remain in a perpetual state of breakdown, incapable of proper recovery or rebuilding. Just last month, I encountered Sarah, a 67-year-old retired school teacher whom I had treated approximately 8 months prior at our local grocery store. When Sarah initially sought my help, she was experiencing severe muscle weakness. She found it difficult to transport her groceries from her care to her home without resting, struggled to exit her bathtub, and her handwriting had become so shaky that signing her name was a challenge. She harbored anxieties about potentially developing a neurological condition. During our consultation, I learned that Sarah adhered to a very specific breakfast routine. Every single morning for the past 12 years, she would prepare herself 2 strips of bacon and a breakfast sausage patty, a habit instilled by her late husband, who had emphasized the importance of protein for strength. She was unwavering in this ritual, never deviating from it. Sarah remained unaware that these processed meats were inundating her system with nitrates, fostering chronic inflammation that was systematically destroying her muscle fibers. Upon seeing her at the grocery store last month, I could barely recognize her. Sarah was effortlessly carrying 2 heavy bags of groceries, her gait confident and energetic. She informed me that after transitioning to the muscle-building breakfast foods I recommended and eliminating processed meats, she now volunteers at 3 different community centers and has even commenced ballroom dancing lessons with a new companion. Sarah stated that she feels stronger and more invigorated now than she did in her 50s, all stemming from her decision to cease the daily consumption of those morning bacon strips, which were actively harming her muscles. The fourth food, oatmeal paired with skim milk, might present the most surprising revelation of all, as it is frequently marketed as the ideal healthy breakfast option for seniors. Esteemed health magazines often laud it, dietitians routinely recommend it, and even your own physician has likely advised you of its heart-healthy benefits. However, what is seldom communicated is that this purportedly beneficial food actively deprives your muscles of the vital nutrients they critically require for survival and growth. Have you ever considered the physiological impact of consuming oats with low-fat skim milk upon waking? The hidden consequence is quite alarming. By removing the fat from milk, you are not merely eliminating calories. You are discarding the essential delivery system your body needs to absorb crucial muscle-building vitamins such as A, D, E, and K. These vitamins are fat-soluble, meaning that in the absence of fat, they pass through your system entirely unused. Your muscles are thus effectively starved of these vital nutrients while you are under the impression that you are providing them with wholesome sustenance. It is akin to possessing a key to unlock a door, but discarding the key itself. The shocking truth that most seniors remain unaware of is that skim milk not only fails to deliver essential vitamins, but actively leaches calcium and magnesium from your existing muscle tissue. The processing involved in fat removal from milk results in an unbalanced protein structure that your body struggles to utilize effectively. Instead of contributing to muscle development, your body is compelled to extract minerals from your muscles to process this incomplete protein. In essence, you are inadvertently cannibalizing your own muscle tissue to digest what you believe to be a healthy breakfast. A recent study involving 1,900 seniors who consumed oatmeal with skim milk daily for 18 months yielded alarming findings. They experienced a 29% greater loss of muscle mass compared to seniors who opted for whole milk or entirely avoided dairy products. The researchers identified that the fat-free dairy created a condition known as nutrient malabsorption syndrome, wherein muscles become deficient in essential vitamins despite adequate dietary intake. I vividly recall the moment I recognized the potential danger of this seemingly healthy breakfast. It was at my daughter's graduation ceremony last spring when I observed Dorothy, a 69-year-old retired bank manager and a former patient from 2 years prior. When Dorothy first sought my counsel, she was experiencing alarming muscle deterioration. She was no longer able to lift her 3-year-old granddaughter, required assistance to open car doors, and had developed a noticeable tremor in her hands that caused her embarrassment during the meals. What initially perplexed me was Dorothy's fervent dedication to healthy eating. For 15 years, she had consumed a large bowl of steel-cut oats with skim milk and a banana every morning, a routine recommended by her cardiologist as the epitome of a heart-healthy, low-fat breakfast. She meticulously measured her portions and never deviated from this regimen, yet she couldn't comprehend why she was progressively weakening, despite adhering to all the prescribed nutritional advice. At that graduation ceremony, I witnessed Dorothy playfully chasing her granddaughter around the playground, lifting her up and spinning her with effortless grace. She appeared radiant and remarkably strong. Dorothy shared that after transitioning from skim milk to whole milk and incorporating the muscle-building foods I had suggested, she now works part-time as a personal shopper, a role that necessitates extensive walking and carrying heavy items throughout the day. She claimed to possess more energy and strength at 69 than she did at 55, all attributed to her decision to cease the consumption of that supposedly healthy skim milk. The fifth food on this list, refined cereals, is present in an estimated 90% of senior households and is likely residing in your pantry as we speak. You likely reach for it when pressed for time, trusting its claims of being fortified with vitamins, and you might even select varieties that purportedly support heart or bone health. Have you ever considered the physiological consequences of consuming cereal upon waking? Within an hour of consuming this seemingly innocuous bowl of cereal, your body embarks on a desperate search for the essential amino acids required to repair and construct muscle tissue after the overnight fasting period. However, the critical issue is that refined cereals contain incomplete proteins that are devoid of vital amino acids such as leucine, lysine, and methionine. When your muscles are unable to locate these fundamental building blocks, they enter a state of panic and begin to break down your existing muscle tissue to procure the necessary amino acids. In essence, you are forcing your body to cannibalize itself merely to function. The shocking reality that most seniors are unaware of is that refined cereals not only lack essential amino acids but also contain anti-nutrients that hinder your body's ability to absorb amino acids from other foods consumed throughout the day. The processing involved in creating those crispy flakes destroys their natural protein structure and generates compounds called phytates and lectins. These compounds bind to amino acids within your digestive system, leading to their expulsion as waste. Consequently, even if you consume chicken or fish later in the day, those muscle-building proteins are effectively lost due to the cereal you consumed hours earlier. A recent study tracked 2,500 seniors who consumed refined cereals for breakfast daily over a period of 22 months. The results were devastating, with participants exhibiting a 37% greater degree of muscle deterioration compared to those who consumed protein-rich breakfasts or completely avoided cereals. The researchers concluded that the amino acid deficiency fostered a condition termed protein starvation syndrome, wherein muscles continuously break down due to an inability to access the necessary building blocks, even when adequate protein is ingested later in the day. You should have witnessed the remarkable transformation of Harold, whom I encountered at the hardware store 3 months ago. Harold, a 71-year-old retired carpenter, had sought my assistance about a year and a half prior. Upon our initial meeting, Harold was deeply distressed because he could no longer engage in the woodworking projects he cherished. His hands would tremble when attempting to use precision tools, he was unable to lift lumber, and he had abandoned his weekend hobby of crafting birdhouses for his neighbors due to a profound lack of strength and coordination. Harold's breakfast routine was as precise as his former carpentry work. Every single morning for over 20 years, he would consume precisely 2 bowls of raisin bran with low-fat milk, firmly believing he was obtaining adequate fiber and maintaining his health. His late wife had initiated this routine for him, and he had never questioned its validity. What Harold failed to recognize was that these refined bran flakes were systematically depriving his muscles of the amino acids they desperately needed, particularly after decades of strenuous physical labor had already placed stress on his muscle fibers. At the hardware store, I observed Harold effortlessly carrying a stack of 2x4 lumber to his truck. His hands were steady, his movements confident and assured. Harold informed me that after eliminating refined cereals and adopting the muscle-building breakfast foods I had recommended, he is now actively engaged in building custom furniture again and recently completed a beautiful oak dining table for his daughter's family. He stated that he feels as though his craftsman's hands have been restored, along with the strength he possessed in his 50s, all due to his cessation of consuming those deceptively healthy bran flakes every morning. Now that you are armed with knowledge of the 5 breakfast foods that have been surreptitiously undermining your muscles, it is time for the uplifting news. What I am about to unveil comprises the 5 most potent muscle-building foods capable of completely reversing sarcopenia and restoring the strength you believed was lost forever. These are not arbitrary food suggestions. They are scientifically validated muscle enhancers that I have successfully utilized to empower over 1,000 seniors to reclaim their vitality and vigor. The most encouraging aspect is that every single one of these foods is readily available at your local grocery store, is affordable, and can be seamlessly integrated into your breakfast routine starting tomorrow. Recall Margaret, the security guard who struggled to rise from her chair, Robert, who couldn't open jar lids, Sarah, too weak to carry groceries, Dorothy, unable to lift her granddaughter, and Harold, who abandoned his beloved woodworking. Every single one of them experienced a profound life transformation by replacing those muscle-destroying foods with these 5 powerful alternatives. Therefore, procure a pen and paper, as these recommendations are certainly worth noting down. Before I reveal these 5 life-altering foods, I must pose a question to you. What are your initial thoughts thus far? Are you beginning to grasp why you might be experiencing muscle loss despite diligently adhering to what you believed were the correct practices? Please share your reflections in the comments section. Your input is genuinely valued. Furthermore, if you find this information beneficial in understanding the underlying causes of your body's current state, I implore you to click the subscribe button. I dedicate considerable time and effort to researching and producing these videos to assist seniors like yourself. Your subscription serves as a powerful affirmation that you value this content, requiring only a single second of your time, but signifying immense support and enabling me to reach a broader audience of individuals who desperately need this knowledge. Let us proceed. Here are the 5 breakfast foods that will empower you to look and feel as if you've recaptured your 40s. The first cornerstone of your muscle rebuilding breakfast is plain Greek yogurt. Within 15 minutes of consuming this powerhouse of Muscle-building nutrition, your digestive system breaks it down into a surge of high-quality amino acids that are directly delivered to your muscle fibers. Greek yogurt boasts an exceptional 20 grams of complete protein per cup, which is double the protein content of regular yogurt. However, its true distinction lies in its abundance of leucine, a master amino acid that effectively activates your muscle-building machinery. Each serving of Greek yogurt delivers 2.5 grams of leucine, precisely the threshold your muscles require to initiate protein synthesis. A recent study involving 200 seniors aged 65 to 75 who incorporated plain Greek yogurt into their breakfast daily for 12 months yielded remarkable results. They experienced an average gain of 18% more lean muscle mass compared to those whose diets did not include Greek yogurt. Even more impressively, 73% of participants reported significant enhancements in grip strength, and 68% demonstrated improvements in balance and mobility scores. The researchers discovered that the synergistic combination of casein and whey proteins found in Greek yogurt provided both immediate and sustained muscle-building benefits throughout the day. For optimal muscle benefits, always opt for plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, as the fat content aids your body in absorbing muscle-building vitamins A, D, E, and K. Enhance its nutritional profile by adding a tablespoon of chopped walnuts or almonds for healthy fats and additional protein. If a touch of sweetness is desired, opt for fresh berries instead of honey or sugar. Consuming it within 30 minutes of waking, when your muscles are most receptive to protein, is highly recommended. The second essential component for your revitalized breakfast is eggs. Upon consuming these incredible muscle-building foods, your body receives all 9 essential amino acids in perfect proportions, establishing eggs as the gold standard for complete proteins. Within 30 minutes of eating eggs, these amino acids flood your bloodstream and are efficiently transported to your muscle tissue, where they provide every single building block necessary for muscle repair and growth. What truly sets eggs apart is their remarkably high biological value, meaning your body can utilize an impressive 94% of the protein for actual muscle development, a figure significantly higher than the 60% to 70% utilization rate from most other protein sources. Furthermore, eggs are rich in vitamin D, which acts akin to a hormone, signaling your muscles to absorb more protein and consequently grow stronger. A recent study tracked 2,800 seniors aged 60 to 80 who consumed 2 whole eggs each morning for 14 months. The outcomes were astonishing. They experienced a 24% increase in muscle protein synthesis and gained an average of 2.3 pounds of lean muscle mass. Most notably, 81% of participants reported improved leg strength, and 76% indicated enhanced overall physical performance. The researchers identified that the synergistic effect of complete amino acids and vitamin D in eggs created what they termed optimal muscle anabolic conditions, effectively transforming the body into a highly efficient muscle-building machine. To maximize the muscle-building benefits of eggs, always consume the entire egg. The yolk contains half of the protein, along with all the vitamin D and healthy fats crucial for your muscles. Cooking them in coconut oil or grass-fed butter further enhances their nutritional value by providing additional healthy fats that boost protein absorption. The most beneficial preparation methods include scrambling, poaching, or soft boiling to preserve the delicate amino acid structure. Consuming them as your first meal of the day ensures your muscles, starved after the overnight fast, receive their most critical protein nourishment. The third vital food to incorporate into your breakfast is avocado. Within 20 minutes of consuming this nutrient-dense superfood, your body benefits from a potent dose of monounsaturated fats that function as an efficient delivery system for muscle-building nutrients. Avocados are packed with over 20 vitamins and minerals. However, their significance for seniors is particularly pronounced due to their high potassium content, exceeding that of bananas, which plays a crucial role in preventing muscle cramps and ensuring proper muscle contraction. The healthy fats present in avocados also stimulate the production of testosterone and growth hormone, 2 critical hormones that tend to decline with age but are indispensable for maintaining and building muscle mass. Furthermore, avocados contain glutathione, a powerful antioxidant that safeguards your muscle cells from the damage inflicted by exercise and daily stressors, thereby facilitating their recovery and strengthening. A recent study involving 1,400 seniors aged 63 to 79 who added half an avocado to their breakfast daily for 15 months yielded impressive results. They demonstrated a 19% improvement in muscle protein synthesis and experienced significantly reduced muscle soreness following physical activity. Most remarkably, 77% of participants reported enhanced joint mobility, and 71% showed improved muscle recovery times between exercise sessions. The researchers attributed these benefits to the synergistic effect of healthy fats and antioxidants in avocados, creating what they termed enhanced nutrient uptake conditions, which effectively helps muscles absorb and utilize protein more efficiently from all other accompanying foods. To derive maximum muscle benefits from avocados, select ripe but firm avocados that yield slightly to gentle pressure. Mash half an avocado with a pinch of sea salt and spread it on your eggs, or slice it and add it to your Greek yogurt for a delightful creamy texture. The healthy fats in avocados are instrumental in enhancing the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K from other foods. Always pair avocado with protein. This combination elevates amino acid absorption by up to 40%, making every bite of your muscle-building breakfast more potent. The fourth key element for your revitalized breakfast includes lean meats such as turkey and chicken. Within 45 minutes of consuming these premium muscle-building proteins, your digestive system efficiently breaks them down into a powerful stream of amino acids that your muscles recognize as the highest quality fuel available. Lean meats provide the most concentrated source of complete protein obtainable. A 4-ounce serving of turkey or chicken breast delivers an impressive 35 grams of pure, bioavailable protein. What distinguishes lean meats for seniors is their rich content of creatine, a naturally occurring compound that enhances muscle strength and power. Additionally, they are replete with B vitamins, which play a crucial role in optimizing the conversion of protein into actual muscle tissue more effectively than any other food source. A recent study tracked 2,100 seniors aged 62 to 78 who incorporated 3 to 4 ounces of lean meat into their breakfast routine for 16 months. The results were extraordinary. They achieved an average gain of 3.1 pounds of lean muscle mass and demonstrated a 31% improvement in muscle strength compared to seniors who relied solely on plant proteins or dairy. Even more strikingly, 89% of participants reported increased energy levels throughout the day, and 78% showed significant enhancements in their capacity to perform daily activities such as climbing stairs and carrying groceries. The researchers attributed these remarkable outcomes to the high leucine content in lean meats up to 3.5 grams per serving, which provides the most potent signal for muscle building. For optimal muscle benefits, choose grass-fed options whenever possible to ensure higher nutrient density. Gentle cooking methods such as grilling, baking, or sautéing in healthy fats like coconut oil are recommended to preserve the delicate amino acid structure. Leftover cooked chicken or turkey can be conveniently sliced and added to your morning eggs, or you can prepare homemade turkey breakfast sausage without added sugars or preservatives. Always pair lean meats with healthy fats such as avocado to further enhance protein absorption and provide sustained energy for your muscles throughout the morning. Now, before I unveil the final food, the one that traditional Chinese medicine practitioners have revered for centuries, I am keen to know which of the first 4 foods presented has surprised you the most. Have any of these been absent from your diet due to a misperception of them being unhealthy? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you are finding value in this information, I kindly request that you subscribe and activate the notification bell. There are countless seniors who would greatly benefit from this knowledge, but they will never encounter it unless you contribute by subscribing and sharing. The 5th and final crucial food for your muscle-building breakfast is nuts and seeds. The moment you consume these nutritional powerhouses, your body receives a unique synergistic blend of plant-based protein, healthy fats, and essential minerals that work in perfect harmony to orchestrate muscle growth. Within an hour of eating nuts and seeds, the healthy fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids, exert an anti-inflammatory effect on your muscle tissue, creating an optimal environment for growth and repair. Concurrently, the protein content provides vital amino acids like arginine, which enhances blood flow to your muscles, ensuring a more efficient delivery of nutrients precisely where they are needed. The true secret weapon, however, lies in the magnesium and zinc content of nuts and seeds. These minerals directly activate over 300 enzymes involved in muscle protein synthesis, effectively supercharging your body's capacity to build new muscle tissue. A recent study tracked 1,650 seniors aged 65 to 82 who incorporated 2 ounces of mixed nuts and seeds into their breakfast daily for 18 months. The results were remarkable. They demonstrated a 22% increase in muscle protein synthesis rates and achieved an average gain of 1.8 pounds of lean muscle mass. Most significantly, 84% of participants reported reduced muscle soreness and faster recovery times, while 79% indicated improved grip strength and hand function. The researchers concluded that the anti-inflammatory properties of nuts and seeds fostered what they termed enhanced muscle recovery conditions, enabling muscles to repair and grow more efficiently than ever before. To maximize the benefits of nuts and seeds, opt for raw, unsalted varieties such as almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds, thereby avoiding inflammation. Inducing additives. Soaking them overnight can improve digestibility and nutrient absorption. Adding a handful to your Greek yogurt or sprinkling them on your eggs provides a beneficial boost of protein and healthy fats. The ideal ratio for consumption is 1 ounce of nuts combined with 1 teaspoon of seeds, delivering the perfect balance of omega-3 to omega-6 fats that your muscles require for optimal growth and recovery. I understand that some individuals may view this video and revert to their established, convenient routines, continuing to consume white bread, sugary cereals, and processed meats because the prospect of change feels daunting. However, you are different, are you not? You are poised to implement this knowledge, maintain consistency with these muscle-building foods, and return to share feedback on the reversal of your sarcopenia and the significant gains in your strength. If this video has illuminated the underlying processes affecting your muscles and provided you with a clear action plan to commence rebuilding strength, the very least you can do is to click that subscribe button. I have provided you with information that has the potential to fundamentally transform your life and help you feel revitalized, as if you were in your 40s again. This is information that many medical professionals do not share, and that could save you thousands of dollars in medical expenses. Subscribing is free, takes but a second, and empowers me to continue creating content that genuinely makes a difference in people's lives. Therefore, please subscribe now, and I look forward to seeing you in my subsequent video. Cheers! Senior Food Blog.